I think it's like a fire red or something.
Chili red.
Chili red.
Yeah.
It looks like a chili fire red.
Yeah, it does. Do you know what brand this is with the swoosh?
Nike.
Good girl. Now I've got to teach you how to tell the difference between midsoles. Do you know what type of midsole this is? ZoomX.
ZoomX.
It's ZoomX, yeah. What's up everyone? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is from wherever it is you're tuning in from. Today I am super excited. I'm going to take out a new pair of runners for their first run, and they are the ZoomX Invincible. Woo! Can you see them? Anyway, I'm about to take these bad boys out for a run and hopefully post my first impressions a little bit later on. So stay tuned. I'm back from my run. Before I get into my first impressions, if you do get anything out of the video, please smash the like button, leave me a comment if you've got anything to say, and if you want to support the channel, hit subscribe. Don't forget, over on Instagram, I've got a page, 3 kicks a day. Give me a follow over there. I'm usually posting content over there daily. Getting a few stats out of the way, this is a neutral max cushion running shoe. It has the ZoomX midsole, which is the real star of this show. ZoomX is typically a cushioning that has been reserved for Nike's higher end running shoes. Think Alphafly and Vaporfly. It had made its way down to runners like the Pegasus Turbo 2, which I absolutely loved. I bought 2 of them. But it hasn't really starred in many other shoes prior to this year. I know the Vomero 15 has been updated with ZoomX as part of its midsole, the Tempo Next Percent, and now this one. The ZoomX Invincible Flyknit Run, or something like that. Like the actual name for this is actually super long. I'm just going to call it the Invincible, right? And with that midsole, you'll see that there is a fair bit of ZoomX here. 36.6 mil of stack height in the heel, 27.6 mil of stack height in the forefoot, giving it a 9mm drop. Up top, we got Flyknit, and it fits true to size. From a design perspective, I think Nike have really got things right with this. It is a really nice colorway in this particular model. It's my favorite of the 3 that are currently available here in Australia. I think the black and the white midsole is classic, but then the chili red and this ghost green or something, whatever it's called. I think as a base, the black and white is classic, but then to give it that extra bit of pop, you've got this awesome use of chili red and green glow. The green glow makes its way even down into the outsole, which I think was a really nice addition. And then we've got this exaggerated midsole. I think Nike nailed this part of the shoe. It's functional and it's interesting, but it's not polarizing like the Hoka Clifton Edge. The other thing I love about the design and the color application is I think this would be so good at fulfilling its duties on the lifestyle side of things. You could easily pair this with a pair of jeans or tracksuit pants. I think you'd be like Ant's pants rolling around the shopping center in this, just as good as you would be running around the running track. I totally appreciate that I'll need to put a lot more K's in this before I can give a worthwhile review, and that's why these are the first impression thoughts. But let's get into the outsole, and what we've got here is a outsole full of rubber. There's a waffle design. Nike have employed some really good tech from the perspective of making sure that they use some data to ensure that the pattern here gives runners the traction that they need. I'm not sure yet how that works. I've only taken it on a run in relatively dry conditions, and this certainly presented no issues for me as expected. Some people might say that all of this rubber would add a little bit of extra weight to the runner. The shoe is designed to take you the distance. There is no need to skimp on rubber here. Durability is clearly one of the concerns. People who are buying this runner no doubt are people who are considering putting a lot of Ks in it. And if you are putting a lot of Ks in it in each of your runs, you're going to want to have something that can go the distance. Now moving into the midsole, and what I think is the star of this particular package is the ZoomX. This ZoomX cushioning is exactly what I would expect it to be, and that is super well cushioned and super responsive. What it isn't though is like the other ZoomX runners that I've run in. Admittedly, I've only run in the Pegasus Turbo 2 and the Vaporfly. While I wouldn't expect this to work like a Vaporfly, because the Vaporfly has the carbon fiber plate, I was probably expecting it to be more along the lines of the Turbo 2. It wasn't, but it's not such a bad thing. The Turbo 2 was great because it was super soft and super squishy. But I think one of the main criticisms of the Turbo 2 was that it was too soft and not responsive enough. At the time and the sort of running that I was doing, I really favoured comfortable cushioning, and so that worked really well for me. This, on the other hand, is almost like a more densely packed ZoomX that is just as cushioned but not as soft, but more responsive. And that works really well for my runs these days. The 11Ks that I ran this morning were an absolute joy. There was no point of that 11K where I felt like I wanted to stop. And that is, I think, really well characterized by the support that you're getting underfoot. That midsole is not the only thing that's helping you get those strides in so nicely. You've got an excellent platform that you're actually sinking into. You can really tell by the outsole. We may not have spoken about that in enough detail. You can see the width that sits in the forefoot and also in the heel. There is a certain sense of stability that you get when you're sitting on top of the ZoomX that feels reassuring. Up top, I've got Flyknit. It's not a Flyknit that I'm used to. The Flyknit that I've got in other Nike runners feels a lot more softer, I guess. Whereas this Flyknit feels a bit more stiffer. It's just as comfortable, but it just feels like it's a little bit more, almost tighter, but stronger, I guess. That's not a claim I can make right now. I've only done 11Ks in the thing, so I don't know how it's going to hold up. It's certainly really breathable, and I had no issues today on my run. Moving around to the back and the heel area, you can see that there's a lot of support at the back. I'm pushing my thumb on the heel counter, and you see it's not really moving a lot. Nike say that they've embedded a panel within the Flyknit on the heel to give extra structure and support to the runner. And the heel area itself, the heel collar right around to the heel counter, is so well cushioned, your foot just feels like it wants to stay there. We've got a padded tongue that is gusseted. It's gorgeous. I don't know what to say. I mean, this is all about comfort, and it delivers that in spades. All finished off with the lacing system. There's nothing special about the laces. I don't think there's anything even special about the lacing system, but lacing up the shoe itself, it really feels like you're putting a bow on a present or something. You just feel great. There really isn't much bad things to say about this after my first run. I've loved everything about it. I'm definitely putting this to the high end of my rotation. I'm really keen to put a lot more Ks in this, come back and give my final review on it, let you guys know what I think. I know it feels like a really one-sided initial thought video, but the truth is it's great. I challenge anyone out there who thinks that I'm being one-sided to go out there and try on a pair of these shoes, and you'll see what I mean about it being immediately comfortable. It should inspire you to run. As soon as I put the shoe on, I wanted to go out for a run. While I was on my run, I felt like I could keep going. It is about comfort and keeping you going. In the insole, Nike write that it's designed to take runners the distance. That is what this shoe is designed to do. It is designed to keep you going and keep you comfortable on your run.
What are you doing? Your video?
Yeah.
Can I do it with you?
Yep.
Hello guys, it's me and Daddy, and we're a bit of a sneakerhead. I'm going to tell them something. I'm going to get one of my...
There you have it. That's my cue to leave. This was great. And until my next video, laters.